I got home at 3 a.m. after a long drive. The house was empty. There was an A4 envelope on the kitchen table. Curious, I opened it and took out the contents. Flipping through the pages, I noticed a handwritten letter, some legal papers, and a divorce petition already signed by my wife. I read the letter. My dear David, I feel a little awkward using this term, but despite what I have done to you, I think that after 26 years of marriage, you will allow me this small indulgence. There's no easy way to tell you this, but I left you. By the time you read this, I will have crossed the border and will be out of your reach. I intend to spend the rest of my life lying in luxury on a beach somewhere in the tropics. Yes, that was a different man. His name is Michael, and I know I've found my true soulmate in him. If you could see us together and see how much we love each other, I'm sure you would be happy for me. To give this some emotional closure, I can confirm that yes, I have had a sexual relationship with him for the past 9 months. No, he's nowhere near as good a lover as you are, but our relationship is far more emotional than sexual anyway. He keeps me under some kind of control, and I just can't say no to him. He was the one who talked me into taking the financial steps, which I did. Since I still love you and you don't deserve what I did, I thought it was the least I could do to give you all the details. First of all, I mortgaged the house and took the $453,000 in taxes that we had. After years of practice, the bank accepted my copy of your signature. To be fair, I left you a signed power of attorney so you could transfer the title from our joint names solely to yourself. Second, I withdrew $790,000 from all of our bank accounts and took it with me. I fought hard with Michael to let you keep some of the money, but he said no. Sorry, Dave, I just can't resist him. I also sold my Lexus and got $45,000 from it. Of course, I'm taking all my jewelry with me. Third, and most painful, I sold 75% of the stock in our company that my dad left me in his will. You'll still have your 25%, but on Monday, the new owners will no doubt tell you what the future holds, no doubt. I don't feel too bad about this as I felt it was mine to sell. I know you wanted to keep it as a foundation for Jody, Ryan, and Pat, but Michael and I need the money. We had to sell the stock cheap since it was a cash deal and a little iffy. I've never met the people who bought it as I worked through a middleman, so I don't know what they are like. Trust me, I sincerely hope they keep you as manager and Ryan stays there. The $5.8 million that this deal brought me, we're taking that with us too. Don't think it's all one-sided. Michael also mortgaged his house, using the same trick I did, and cleared out his bank accounts. He also took all of his wife's jewelry, which I thought was a bit sneaky. His share is much smaller than mine, but still amounts to over $1.2 million. The only concession to decency he made to her was leaving his wife with power of attorney and clean-signed divorce papers. I feel a little sorry for her, but since I've never met her, I'll live. I'll continue. Please find the attached blank divorce petition. It already has my witness signature on it. I don't want you to get your hopes up that I'll come back. I'll live happily ever after without you. It seems unfair to me that you have to wait 12 months to divorce me because I left you. I expect you to file immediately and keep all our assets for yourself. Hopefully, 25% of the company will provide you with a decent retirement. Please give my best wishes to the children, and if you can, protect what I have done. I know they never forgave me for that affair 5 years ago, but it will still hurt me to never see them again. When I get settled, I will send my friend Cindy an address where you can send me letters. I believe she will never open it to you. She doesn't like you since you turned her down when she came to see you that time. Again, if you can find it in your heart, I would love to get pictures of any grandchildren we end up having. After the 7-year statute of limitations is up, I might even go back and see them. I understand if you don't want to see me. Well, I won't be flirting anymore. You may notice that the bottom of this page is creased. That's from my tears. You don't deserve this, and I am truly sorry for my weakness. The only thing that gets me through this is the thought of spending the rest of my days on the beach in the arms of my one true love. Goodbye, my dear David. I will always remember you fondly as a wonderful husband, father, and provider. I'm just sorry I can't match your love and devotion. Kate. I had just finished reading with a small tear in my eye for the lost 26 years when the front door opened and Lisa walked in. She looked as tired as I was. She smiled, walked over, gave me a chaste peck on the cheek, and sat down across from me. You came back quickly. Did you get a letter too, Liz? There was no letter from Dave, just the divorce papers and power of attorney, you cowardly skunk. Terribly dishonest of him. Well, you can thank Kate for that. Apparently it was her idea. So yeah, 10-10 for decency, but 0-10 for intelligence. Using such a predictable password on his computer so anyone could read his email. Stupid, isn't it? I guess he didn't think I'd be looking over his shoulder 5 years from now. What's in your email? All the predictable crap. She still loves me, blah, 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 met her other half shit, sorry she did this to me and so on, and then details exactly how she ruined me. She knows that 25% of the company in this economic climate will not support any retirement. But the biggest uproar came when she wrote that she had never met you. What do you make of this Miss Mediator? God, don't remind me of that. Do you know how hard it was to keep a cool face during those negotiations? Knowing that no matter how much we paid, she just gave you the whole company. I know, Liz. I'm so proud of you. By the way, did you put the deadbolt on the garage door? With all that money in the trunk, it's got to be the most expensive car in this town. I've never seen anything like $8.3 million before. Shall we go to the bank or the lawyers first thing tomorrow? I told you, silly, the bank opens at 9 a.m. and our meeting with the lawyers is at 10 o'clock. Well, I don't want to be late. If any of them change their minds about the divorce before we've signed the papers they've so kindly left us, it'll complicate things. Don't worry, Dave. I'm pretty sure Michael won't be out of the hospital until at least Thursday. And something tells me Kate isn't smart enough to realize that. Sorry, no offense, Dave. Don't worry about it, Liz. I always knew she was physically out of my league, but intellectually I put her behind me. We both fell into a cozy silence. I don't know what Lisa was thinking about, but my thoughts were of the last time I saw my wife. She was standing lonely on the side of the road. We followed the getaway car, about 10 minutes behind them. It looked like Michael had ditched Kate when she got out of the car at a service station near the border for some reason. Lisa waved goodbye to her. As if reading my mind, Lisa spoke up. I wonder where she is now. I hope she's safe, in a cell somewhere. Honestly, calling the police to have her arrested for forging signatures was just my way of protecting her from predators on the highway. I believe you, Dave. Being a considerate gentleman is just one of the things I like about you. By the way, do you think I could sue the bank for letting her do this? We'd make a decent profit that way. Well, Dave, don't be greedy. We already got rid of 2 crooks for free, got 100% of your company, and got all the money and jewelry back. What more do we need? After another cozy silence, my concern for my friend prompted me to ask the next question. How are you doing, Fox? Well, a little sad, but I'll get over it. Thanks for asking. Whenever I feel bad about this, I just have to remember the look on Michael's face when you ran his car off the road. He was an arm's length away from me at the time. It was priceless. You don't think you're going to get in trouble for beating him up. I know it's a man thing, but you gave him a good beating. Why do you think I waited for him to cross the border? Anyway, what do you mean I'm in trouble? You mean us? I saw you kick him in the balls at least 8 times. It's already done. A few days in the hospital will give them time to deal with the extradition warrant. He's not going anywhere. There was another silence. Are you still excited to come with me tomorrow when I explain all this to my kids, Dave? Of course, Lisa. It wouldn't occur to me to let you do it on your own. What are friends for? For a few more minutes, we both pondered our own thoughts. Lisa's cell phone rang. She answered C. I'm sorry, I don't speak English very well. And she hung up. It seemed they had found my dear husband. That was his only phone call. After another minute of cozy silence. Isn't it ironic, Dave? They thought they could get our share of our marriages and be free, with having to live in luxurious exile for a few years. Instead, we get their share and our freedom by staying here. Yes, ironic. I'm sure they thought it was a solid plan at the time. Speaking of marriage, I penciled in that my 3 monsters were coming tomorrow to help with the wedding invitations, but thought about the fact that it could wait. Are you still excited about Ryan being best man? Of course, it's your choice. It's weird as hell that your son is your best man. You know it's tradition for the bride to marry the best man if the groom doesn't show up, right? No, I didn't hear that. But don't worry, the wild horses couldn't keep me away from you that day. We finally had a real kiss, but only for about 5 minutes. We parted, and I looked into the eyes I fell in love with 8 months ago. So, honey, now that we have 2 signatures on our divorce petition, can we retire upstairs and finally begin our love affair? You know I'm really tempted, Dave, but why don't we wait? I'm a little tired. That way we can make it really special, but I'll settle for one of your famous all-night cuddles. Which means all night we have to be at the bank in 5 hours. All the more reason to get some sleep. Damn you, horny old goat. As I followed Lisa up the stairs, not for the first time wondering what that gorgeous body looked like naked, I remembered the question I was about to ask. Have you decided where you want to go on our honeymoon, Liz? How about lounging on some tropical beach for a while? It's funny you should say that, Lisa.